personally can appreciate an early morning. Early mornings are so slow, it's so quiet, it's so peaceful. Thank you, God. I want to tell you guys a quick encounter that I'm just so proud of, and getting closer to God. I realized I was always like asking God to speak to me and like wanting God's touch or voice. I wanted to hear God clearly, you know. But anyways, I keep getting sidetracked. So yesterday, mind you, the Bible study is every Sunday. Yesterday, which was Monday, me and my sister got into a really bad argument. We haven't gotten into a fight like that probably since we were kids. Like, we've been living together for a year now, and we have never gotten into it about anything. Because we're older now, and like if we have issues with each other, we just communicate and speak up about it. But yesterday, we had a situation where I just felt like, I hate when I have the feeling of not being able to rely on somebody that I know can lean on me when they need anything. And I kind of felt like she was being selfish or whatever. So we ended up getting into it or whatever. And it was really bad. Like, we were both crying, like feelings was hurt type thing, right? And instantly, you know, typically I deal with these things on my own and I just get over it or whatever. But y'all, my natural thing to do when I'm mad at somebody is to like stop sharing my location, tell them to just leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with you. hold a grudge, like I won't talk to you for weeks, months, years, like type of thing. That's how I operate, right? Or that's how I grew up operating, and that's how I typically operated. But I know how unhealthy that is and how toxic that is. So I've been actively like asking God to like change me in that sense. So of course, like in the heat of my emotions, which I'm still learning how to control, I told her like, just leave me alone. And I stopped sharing my location with her. And like, I sent this long message of just like how I felt and why I felt, which that honestly was growth, because any other time I wouldn't even tell you how I feel or why. I would just tell you to leave me alone, F you, and like get out my life type of thing. But that's only if things are serious. I'm not just doing that because you didn't do nothing, like simple, you know what I mean? But anyways, that's not the point. So all day, y'all, all day I could not stop thinking about this issue. I could not stop thinking about it. I could not stop thinking about it. I could not stop thinking about it. I called my mom crying. First of all, I never expressed real emotion to my mother, but I just felt the need to do so yesterday. And she was just like, open your spiritual eyes. This is a test. I had to ponder on that all day. And my mom, she called me back hours later and was like, you know, this is not good. Like, you guys fighting, like, you should talk to her. Da, 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 da. I was like, Mom, no, like, I still feel the same way. Like, I'm over it. Like, she understands how I feel. She understands, like, I was wrong for things that I said for sure, but I was just like, no, like, I don't want to talk to her. Like, I'm good. Like, I had it made up in my mind that I was going to walk around and hold a grudge, right? So I didn't say anything to her all day. Mind y'all, we live together. Of course, we have our own room and own bathroom, but like, you know, common area, like I could easily run into her. So boom, the night comes and I'm like, okay, let me get into my Bible. I've been reading in Esther, but last night I was like, I need a little bit more. So I just randomly turned the book to pages. Like, you know how sometimes you just randomly open the Bible and like, God, speak to me, and then you just open the Bible, right? So I ended up in Proverbs 17, y'all, and I'm going to read you what it said and what I did. So I turned to the book of Proverbs. I'm on verse 17, right? First verse that I read says, Better a dry crust with peace and quiet than a house full of feasting with strife. What? Okay. That's the first verse I read. I said, okay, let me write this down. I was just really trying to like be like, okay, let me just write this down, take notes, you know, like ignore the fact that it's speaking directly to my situation right now. You know what I mean? Keep reading, right? Verse 4. A wicked person listens to deceitful lips. A liar pays attention to a destructive tongue. I said some very destructive things with my tongue yesterday. I regret it. I apologize to my sister. Let me keep going. That's another nug, okay? Then I get down to verse 9. Whoever with foster love covers over an offense, but whoever repeats the matter separates close friends. I said, you know what that said. All right, God, I get it. Thank you. I'm listening to you. And then I had to tell myself, y'all, this was so hard because when I got my mind made up, I'm so stubborn, and it's like, it's something that I really do need to get out of. I want a husband. I want friends. I want close relationship with the people around me. So I have to let the spirit of pride go. So I did just that. I say, you know what? Love is stronger than pride. I took a deep breath. I prayed. I said, God, give me the strength to have this conversation with her. Even though I don't want to, God, you speaking clearly to me. I got to do it. So I freaking said that, took to like 2 or 3 deep breaths, try to regulate my nervous system, because I ain't gonna lie, like when I'm tense about you, like those emotions are tight. Like I'll go in with a flared face, like still trying to reconcile but still be mad. So I had to really get myself under control. Mind you, this is nighttime. Our issue happened at like 11 a.m. It's like 10 p.m. at this point. And I went out and I said, let's chat. And we talked about it. And we both like felt the same exact way. Like we were convicted. We were both going to hold a grudge. Because that's how we grew up. We grew up when my mom and dad was in a fight. We knew because they did not talk to each other for weeks. They walked around the house ignoring each other, mugging each other, slick comments. That's how I was raised. So this is all learned behavior. And I'm not blaming my parents. Like, y'all did what y'all knew best. But at the end of the day, it's learned behavior. So I told her, I'm like, we can't be doing this. Like, we have to, if anybody is going to be good, it has to be us. We're sisters. We have to be able to communicate and be on the same page at all times. Even if we have to agree to disagree, like, it is what it is. And me being the older sister, I'm happy that I did initiate the conversation because I'm the older sister. Like, I should be setting the example. My sister does look up to me in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm happy I did that. I'm very proud of myself. And then you guys know what? You know what's crazy? I love God so much because you do the right thing and he will reward you. I was laying in bed and I took a Celsius at like 8 o'clock because I went to the gym late. And I was like, God, I really need to go to bed early tonight because I want to make it to the gym in the morning. I was still able to go to bed early. Not only that, I was having amazing, vivid visions right before I fell asleep. And I know it's because my conscience was clear, my heart was clear, my mind was clear. God blessed me with vivid vision. So, to make a long story short, love is stronger than pride. Do the right thing. Love on the people that love on you, even when it's hard. Stubbornness is from the devil. Pride is from Satan. Don't ignore the signs and just like truly put in practice what you want to be and everything will be okay. I had to share it because it resonated with me and I've been thinking about it all day and like just with joy because it's little, but y'all, that is growth to me. It takes me so much to like really let things go, and I see the beauty in just like forgiving and letting things go and removing pride from a situation. So I'm just so grateful and I'm thankful. But I love you guys and I hope you guys enjoy the video. We're back on this thing, so bear with me as we get back in on YouTube. Y'all, hope you have a good rest of your day. Read your Bible, pray every day, and you grow.